few moments later.
Hi and Assalamualaikum and Dahana. My name is Rafika Bitrosli. My matrix card number is UDE 190081. So today, me and my teammates have chosen to talk about the effects of a toxic workplace culture. So now, I'm going to introduce to you my teammates. This is Izu, this is Aizat, this is Sienna, this is Alia, and this is Arisha. Now, I'm going to continue my presentation. So, what is the meaning of a toxic workplace culture? A toxic workplace culture is where the workplace is plagued by fighting, drama, and unhappy employees to the point where their productivity and the well-being of the people in the office is affected. Toxic workplaces are often considered as toxic because of the toxic employers and toxic employees who are motivated by their personal gain. Personal gain such as power, money, fame, and also special status. Toxic workplace will give a negative impact to the viability of an organization. People need to prioritize the development of a good work culture because culture will evolve and change. Keeping an eye on and tuning it where necessary is key. Sometimes the elements of a toxic workplace will be right out in the open and so it is easy to fix. But sometimes they are hidden, but people need to make sure they consistent their efforts to unearth them. Izu!
Thank you, Bika. Assalamualaikum to Madam Asiatul Hana. My name is Izzuddin Edi and my matric number is UDE 19044. So today I want to present to you about the effect of a toxic workplace culture. When a workplace is toxic, it is, by definition, unhealthy and damaging to those who work there. One of the effects of toxic workplace is when individuals who work in toxic work environments, especially over a long period of time, begins to see problems with their own personal health. It can include physical symptoms such as not being able to sleep, gaining weight, having increased medical problems. Emotionally, we become more discouraged, which can lead to depression. For some, they are more irritable, touchy, demonstrate problems managing their anger. Others experience anxiety and a general sense of dread when they think about work. This symptom then can lead to increased use of alcohol, prescription of drugs, and illegal substances. You know, your work is affecting you negatively when your friends and family start to make comments on how you have changed or you seem stressed, and maybe you need to talk to someone. When our personal relationships are impacted, it is time to take a serious look at what is going on. Sometimes, it is hard to know how bad your workplace really is. Is it normally stressful, really bad, toxic, or dangerous? Regardless of how bad your workplace culture is, there are things that you can do to protect yourself and to not become a helpless victim. But first, you need to assess the situation and your workplace impact on your well-being. You don't want to shorten your lifespan. Life short enough as it is. So that's all from me. Next, Aizat will continue presenting about effect of toxic workplace culture. Aizat.
Hello Izu. Thank you. Wah. Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Aizat Najwan bin Sudan and my metric number is UDE 190051. Okay, I will continue with the next effects of toxic workplaces. So, next is the lack of communication. The lack of communication can happen between employees and supervision, from management to department, across department, with suppliers and even with customers. A lack of communication often described as not communicate at all, where employees find out about decision after they have been implemented. Indirect communication is sending message through others, withholding information and giving misleading information are other variation of dysfunctional communication patterns. So, without the effective communication, the task of the organisation cannot complete because we are not working together. Next, for effects of toxic workplace is negative communication in the organisation and in multiple forms. Grumbling and complaining by employees is common because they can find something to complain about almost any time. Sarcasm and cynicism show up, which demonstrates a growing lack of trust of management and turns into a low-level sitting disgruntlement. Making excuses and blaming others by employees is widespread and often reflects the accountability in the place. Eventually, team members either start to withdraw, not interact with others, or leave the organisation. That's all from me. Thank you. So, Yuna will continue with other effects of toxic workplaces and I will send this to her. Yuna!
Oh. Wow. What is this? Oh, thank you, Aizat. Oosh. A credit card? Okay, so my name is Nur Adrina Zaya Abdul Khalid and my matrix number is UDE 190056. So now I will be presenting about the effects of a toxic workplace culture. So if a boss are acting like a dictator, which is such as shutting down, embarrassing, or firing anyone, it means that you have a toxic workplace problem. And that's not just because of a boss bad behavior, but also a situation that creates an environment that makes everyone scared, intimidated, and often willing to push their colleagues under the bus and just to be on the good side of the bosses. A toxic company will erode an organization by paralyzing its workforce, diminishing the productivity, and stifling the creativity and innovation. Now more than ever, a business leader needs to be addressing an issue of a workplace toxicity. And it makes the difference between retaining the good stuff and whether the company is fail or succeed. Employees are not afraid when they face with a toxic workplace, and it is usually the high performers will go first, which means that the one who doing their job well or the one who have a high performance will be kicked out or will be shutting down by their manager or bosses, and that is because of the toxic workplace problem. And yep, that's all from me. So I think Alia will continue our explanation. So that's all from me. Thank you. Oh wait, I think I have to give Alia something. Alia, psst.
I want to shop a lot.
Thanks, Yana. What is this? Do I get it right? I can shop a lot. Thanks, Yana. I need to present. Alright, let's start. Okay, hi, my name is Nur Alashir Binti Mozori. I am UDE 900059. So today I'm going to present the solution of toxic workplace environment. So first thing first, we need to acknowledge the problem. In many cases, acknowledging that a problem exists is the first and most important towards curing a toxic workplace environment. Many organizations waiting for too long to solve the hostility in their workplace as because they are simply can't believe that it's happening to them. Modern businesses practices have focused increasingly on building a strong work culture, and it's hard to acknowledge that yours might not be, but you haven't failed to build an amazing organizational culture until you have stopped trying, which brings us to the next step, which is actions. So if negative actions are often the source of toxicity and hostility of the work environment, positive actions are the cure. It's not enough to acknowledge that a workplace is toxic. Curing it requires action. J.T. O'Donnell, which is a CEO of Career Realism and Career HMO, wrote a great article on LinkedIn Pulse focused on helping employees find inner peace when faced a toxicity at work. She also explains that sadly, most people don't want to do the work necessary. They are hoping things will magically change or get better, or they procrastinate and say, I'll focus on it next week. Nobody built a great company culture or fix an awful one without asking action. So the last solution is balance. Balance is a key to many things in life, and the workplace is not exception. From workload to diversity to power dynamics and the schedule, it's impossible to cultivate a great company culture without a sense of equilibrium. When the members of an organization are working under an extremely imbalanced workload or schedule, it can exacerbate any pre-existing hostilities and have a toxic effect that extends even beyond the office to their health and their home life. As an employee, it's crucial to find balance in the work that you do. Although modern organizations are placing more importance on balance, its benefits have been known since ancient times. Paracelsus, credited as the founder of toxicology, famously stated, "The dose makes the poison." If work is feeling toxic, take a step back. Take a step back with an eye of imbalance. And also as a leader, supporting and implementing policies and initiatives that support balance in your organizations can positively impact a large number of employees. So I think that's all from me, because I'm going to give the Duit Raya to Arisha too. We can share. Sharing is caring. Arisha.
Thank you. Okay, so I will be presenting about the conclusion of the toxic people at work. So the first one is you have to find out more about what is really happening. Dig deeper. So the first step is to take a closer look to the person's behavior. Like if the person is like doesn't really likes you, so you have to find out why, so you will not irritate them more and more, so there won't be any problems if you find out what is the problem is. Then next is give them direct feedback. So if they ever ask you or tell you something, so you can just give them direct feedback about what you really felt when the problem arises. And the next thing is explain the consequences. So if you explain the consequences, the person might understand what you are actually trying to say or trying to explain to them. So this thing might work. Usually this thing works if you and that particular person have a discussion about what is the problem, what are the problems, and the last one is accept that some people won't change. Some people is just like they cannot accept what you advise them or what you trying to change in them. So and also don't get distracted by them. Just do your work. Just ignore them completely if you cannot handle the thing. So just ignore them. They will not give you any benefit. They will not harm you. They might have hurt you, but they won't harm you. So you can continue your daily life. Just do your work. And also, if please remember that you sometimes you have to talk to that person and try to understand what is behind their behavior. Sometimes it might come from you. So if it comes from you, so you can try to change. Ask them, are the problems comes from you? So if the problem comes from you, so you can just try to change, so there won't be any complications or there won't be any misunderstanding between you and that particular person. So another thing is look for ways to minimize the problems. So if they don't like talking to you, then just don't talk to them. Simple. Don't talk to them. If they don't like talking to you, so you just keep the conversation short. Just if works is work. Personal feelings are other things. Personal feelings. So do not mix them together. If you have to work, you have to talk to them, then just talk to them. If you cannot talk to them, just explain the important things about the work that you have to tell them, and then just in short, just keep the conversation simple. Just explain what you have to do regarding the work. So that's it. So the conclusion is you have to understand yourself first, and then you can ask the person what they should then you can ask the person about the thing that they don't like about you. Then the things can change and can be settled slowly if you really wanted to change something. So it is easier for you to communicate at work. That's all. Thank you.